Alrighty, welcome everybody. It is Tuesday night and I hope you are ready for some fun stamping tonight. If you're new to my Facebook group or Facebook page, my name is Julie Brown. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and this is Julie's Creative Stamping. So welcome. Again, if you're new, just make sure you type in the comments. If you have any questions, you can also type in there and let me know you're here. And like I said, a lot of times we have conversations going on between everybody in the comments, which is perfectly fine. But I do try to look up once in a while to try to answer any questions that I see there. Let me just take care of some housekeeping really quick and then we will get started. For those of you that place orders with me, my December hostess code is listed there. And you can place orders through me at juliebrown.stampinup.net. My email, Pinterest, my email is juliescreativestamping@gmail.com. My Pinterest, Facebook, and Instagram accounts are Julie's Creative Stamping. My YouTube channel, you have to actually put my name in. Hey, Shanine! You have to put in Julie Brown and then the dot and then Julie's Creative Stamping. And I am still working on my website, but my blog portion is up and running. And you can find that at juliescreativestamping.com. All right, so let's discuss what we're going to do tonight. So, as most of you know, Stampin' Up! Is having their last chance product sale. And so I thought it would be really neat if I grabbed some of the stuff that is in that last chance list. Some of them was on sale. Some of it is still at regular price, but once they're gone, they're gone. And so I thought I would make 3 cards tonight with 3 different stamp sets. And I'm still going to do my simple card, my casual card, and my Avid card with these 3 different stamp sets, but I'm pulling stuff that is from that last chance product list. So just in case you were thinking about getting some of those things, but you just quite weren't sure, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate 3 of them, and hopefully that will help you with your decision making. So let's get started. Hey, Janet. Hey, Brenda. Alrighty. So the first one that we're going to be working with, and I'm actually going to be using 2, but the main one that I'm going to be working with is this Forever Friendship. It is in the mini catalog. And hey Susie, and I am going to be pulling this little stamp from the Christmas light set. But both of these, so here's the numbers for those. Both of these stamp sets are on the last chance list. So if it's something that you're wanting, I would suggest that you write this down and write these numbers down and be prepared to go in and get those pretty soon. As of this morning, when I looked at all these and everything was still fine. You could still get all of these, but these go really fast. But I just wanted to let you know. So I'm going to show you one that I'm making tonight with this, but I want to show you 2 other cards that I've already done with these 2 stamp sets. And I'm doing basically the same format for all of the cards. And so this is the first one that I did with the typewriter. And because this says thank you, thank you, thank you. And I did bring in a really old alphabet set that I have, but there is an alphabet set in the annual catalog that would work great with this. So that says thanks, thanks, thanks. And then I just can't thank you enough. So that's one that I did, and I used this. And then here's the one that I did using the potted plants. And I love this saying, unlike most of the potted plants I've owned, our friendship will live forever. This is so much me because I cannot grow plants. But isn't this cute? So again, this is just simple stamping. I just stamped it and colored this in, and I believe I got this one from the Ringed with Nature is where this little stamp set came with. All right, so let me show you this one. So let's get busy with that one. So I'm actually going to be using Very Vanilla because I don't use it very often, and so I kind of wanted to bring in a color that you guys don't see me use all of the time. I guess I should grab the stamps. All right, let me make sure I have them all. Okay, so we're going to start with Cherry Cobbler. And I'm just going to bring this in, and I'm going to be stamping the inside and the outside at the same time. So for the inside, I'm just going to stamp it down in this corner. And then I'll set this to the side. For the front, I'm going to stamp it here. And then I'm going to bring it back in, and I'm going to stamp it up in this corner with the cherry cobbler. Oh, I meant to go clean my stamp set and or my ink, my chamois, and I didn't do it. So hopefully this will do good for me tonight. Okay, so then I wanted to bring in Evening Evergreen, because I did kind of want to make this a I'm making it a happy birthday card, but I just want to show you, if you use these colors, you can definitely make it into a Christmas card. All right, so I'm going to stamp it right here. And again, I'm just trying to do some simple stamping with this. All right, then my next color is going to be Night of Navy. Again, let me just clean this. I just had a Christmas card class on Saturday. Hey, Mel. And they were all Avid cards. And I know I had one of my poor ladies, Avid cards are not her deal, but she got through it and she did really good. But that's why I thought she would probably enjoy this simple card tonight. All right, so there's that. So basically I've used Night of Navy, Evening Evergreen, and Cherry Cobbler for the cardigan colors. And again, this is one of those sets that, you know, most people kind of overlooked it because they didn't know what to do with it. That's why I wanted to show you the other cards that I did with this one. So then I'm going to come in with that little stamp that's from that Christmas Light stamp set, and I'm going to bring in Crumb Cake, and I'm just going to kind of fill in. And I wanted to use kind of these star looking ones because, again, I want you guys to think how you could use this for both Christmas and like what I'm doing for the birthday. Because if we're using these stars, it'll work great for either one. And I'm just going to bring those in and then kind of turn this. And I want to bring some in over here, some over there, catch this corner up there. Alrighty, so I'll bring that a little closer so you guys can see it. So that's what it's looking like. And let me clean that stamp set. Oh, no, before I clean that one, I'm going to bring the inside one back in because I wanted to do some of these little stars around here as well. So we're just going to kind of go around the little cardigan with these stars, or I'm calling them stars, but they're because there's little tiny stars, but you could call them snowflakes as well. Whatever you want to call them. If it's Christmas, it's snowflakes. If it's birthday, it's stars, right? At least that's my policy. I'm going to turn that over and see if I can. It's a little bit wetter on the other side. All right, so for the inside, we're going to stamp it with the Happy Birthday in Night of Navy. And this is a little itty bitty happy birthday, but I'm okay with that. Now, let me see if I can get centered. Okay, there's my happy birthday. And then for the front of it, we're going to stamp the other little saying, which I think is super adorable. But I'm going to be bringing in, sorry, I'm grabbing my card base. I'm going to bring in a strip of Very Vanilla. And I'm going to use Cherry Cobbler for this one. And again, both of the stamp sets, the Christmas lights and this one, are on the last chance products. So once they're gone, they're gone. Whoopsie. Okay, look what it says. I love this. Isn't this adorable? Time for a cardigan. Right? Oh, I think that's super cute. I love it when they put cute little sayings like that on these. Then I'm going to bring in that crumb cake again. And we're going to bring in our stars or snowflakes, whatever you want to call them. And we're just going to put those on each end of that sentiment. You guys aren't laughing with me. Alrighty. So now we're going to take this piece and we're going to stick it onto this Night of Navy mat. So let's get this on. Shanine, I hope you're feeling better. I know you're on here tonight. I know you've been a little under the weather, which is always a bummer. I actually had my grandson Emmett here today because he was a little sick over the weekend, and I think it just took a lot out of him. He got here today and came downstairs with me, and I got him all settled in one of the recliners that we have down here and turned on a show for him to watch because he just wasn't, he was looking and acting really lethargic, and bless his heart, he just fell asleep and didn't wake up until 11. Oh, okay. So is the sound going in and out for anyone else? It's looking fine on my end. So Brenda's wanting to know if the sound is going in and out for anybody else. And I don't know if it's because when I turn away, maybe it's doing some weird things. Like when I turn behind me to reach for stuff, or if it's just glitching. Which I've been having some issues with my internet today, so there's a chance. Okay, so Brenda, it must be on your end because these guys are saying it is fine for them. All right. All right, so then we're just going to mat this onto this Night of Navy piece. Let me look at something here. That seems a little bit off. You know what? I'm going to check that because either that or I have cut my very vanilla pieces down. Oh, nope. It was. I was like, when I was putting that on, it was like it seemed like it wasn't fitting quite right. So it was just a tad bit off on my cut there. Whoops. Okay, so let me grab that again. And we're going to stick that on here. Like so. And then stick this on here. And again, for those of you that are just joining me, I am trying to show you some of the last chance products, just in case there was some that you weren't sure about. And I can show you what possibilities. So what do you guys think? Time for a cardigan. Happy birthday. So much fun. Okay, so I'm going to just bring that stamp set back in and the other two cards that I did with it. And I basically just used the same format, just stamping. This one I did have to color in. But there's the 3 cards with that stamp set, okay? And again, yes, that could be a really cute man card. I agree. I agree. So here's those numbers again. So it's the Forever Friendship, And the Christmas lights was what I used for the stars from the Christmas lights. But super cute cards from that stamp set. All right. So, and this was my simple stamping, if you didn't notice. I'm sure you guys probably figured that one out on your own. Okay, so now we're going to step it up and we're going to do a casual card. Sorry, I'm trying to grab all of the stamps that I'm going to be using. So this one is the seal of approval. Okay, so I'm using the seal of approval and the fine sparkle gems. Now, dun dun dun, are we guys ready? Both of these are 60% off right now. So I'm expecting these to go super fast. I'm also bringing in some of the designer series paper from the Storybook Gnomes, but it is not, that one's not on sale, but both the gems that I'm going to be using and this particular stamp set are 60% off right now. So let's look at this one. Sorry, I'm trying to get grab all my stuff. Okay. So for this one, I wanted to use Pacific Point. I really love this color. I just don't use it enough. Oh, oops, let me get that off of there. Yeah, I've had this graph paper for a while, and I'm just now starting to use it. I only had like 4 pieces. Okay, so this is from the Storybook Gnome. Some of you will probably recognize this. And so we're just going to lay this down. Again, this paper is going, it's on the last chance. And once things go on the last chance, just so you guys know, it is while supplies last. There's no guarantees like how long they'll be around. All right, so I'm going to come in, and the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to, oh, I thought I had that on a stamp. I guess I didn't. Whoopsie. All right. I need the little seal, and I thought I had it on a stamp, and I did not. So let me get that fixed. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to stamp our big seal here. Ooh, is he going to even fit on there? Nope. Oh, yep. I thought I had measured it. And we're going to ink it up really good. And then we're going to ink our little seal off. Or stamp it off. And then I'm going to fussy cut this out. Good night, Brenda. I just got started. Well, hopefully if the sound isn't good for you, you can watch this. I do upload these on my YouTube, and maybe you can watch it later on the YouTube. All right. All right, so now I'm going to just kind of go around this one. Now, the last card I'm going to be showing you is a really fun card. It's what I call a, actually, I forget what I call it, but it's one of the easiest way to do shaker cards. So we're going to do a shaker card for our last card. And I know I've shown you guys this before, but I just wanted to kind of bring it back in. Oh, the sound is driving you nuts. Okay, I get it. Like I said, maybe, well, I'll upload it to my YouTube channel right after I get done here, and you can go watch it there if you want to. But of course, maybe in the morning, because that takes me a while. You'll probably be in bed by the time I get that uploaded. All right. Okay, so there's our seal. So now I'm going to bring in this cute little wave that comes in this set. Oh, did I show you the set? The seal of approval? Okay, so those are the, yeah, I think I did, right? I already did that. All right. See, I lose track where I am. All right, so I'm going to ink this up. And I'm going to put one right there. And then I'm going to ink this up again. And bring it in there. And then just this side over there. Okay, so there's kind of our water. I'm going to set that over there because I'm going to need that again. And then I am going to come in with the little snowflakes that are in this set. Oh my goodness. And some balmy blue ink. And now I'm just going to bring in some little snowflakes. So what I do is I just kind of rotate that stamp. And that way it seems to kind of fit like across the top, and then you can bring it down. And just by rotating it, it actually ends up fitting really well in the spots that you're trying to get it into. And I think we'll try to get one. Let's see. Actually, we don't need any right there because that's where our seal's going to go. All right. Okie dokie. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece and I am going to mat it onto a Pacific Point piece. And I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus for that. And again, this stamp set, 60% off right now. Really good deal if you decide you like this one. Again, these are probably ones that you just didn't jump on right away because they're not like the traditional Christmas cards that we think of. But this one is super cute. All right, and then I'm going to pop this up on here. And again, this is just kind of my casual card. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the inside while I've got my stamps out. And I should have done it while I had this one inked up. But we're going to do that Pacific Point again. And we're just going to do this right in this corner over here. And then we're going to bring in the little seal. There's like a baby seal in this one. I just think this is such a cute set. This was probably one I should have done for one of my Christmas cards because it's pretty quick and easy. And it's still super cute. I don't know why I went all Avid this year, but I did. All right, so we're going to ink this guy up really good. And we're going to set him right in that water puddle right there. Isn't he cute? Look at that little baby. It's a baby. So cute. And then we're going to bring in some snowflakes on the inside of this as well with that balmy blue. All right, so again, we're just going to come in, turn it this way, turn it that way, turn it that way. All right, so I just kind of went across. And this one didn't stamp all the way, so I'm actually going to try to come in and fix this. There we go, and just stamp over it. It just kind of got a corner of it and it looked kind of weird. So I'm going to fix that. And then for the sentiment on this one, we're going to use one of the sentiments from this set. And we're going to do it in the basic gray. Let me see if I can line this up so I can stamp it straight. Alrighty. Okay, and it says, here together or miles apart, you're always there in my heart. And this is a Christmas one that I'm doing. So let me clean that off. All right, let's put this on the inside and then we can finish our front piece. Did I not get that on there straight? Ugh, I hate it when I do that. I think it's all straight and then I set it to the side and I realize it's not straight. How many of you do that, right? Like all the time. All right, so we're going to come in and stick this on the inside. So super cute. Shanine, when you say that you've misplaced your Stamping Rewards catalog, you mean just your regular mini catalog? And yes, you can go online and download the catalog. Absolutely. All right. So now what I'm going to do is find my little pieces and parts that I was working with. Oh, you know what? I think I was going to use part of that white. That's all right. Let me grab. All right. So then I'm going to stamp the other sentiment with Pacific Point. Say that one 3 times really fast. I can't hardly say it once. And then I'm going to stamp this and clean it. Yeah, my chamois here is kind of dried out a little bit, so it's kind of giving me some issues. And then I'm going to fussy cut around this because I just want to give it a fun shape. I think it's just because I kind of felt like this seal was like in the water, and so I just wanted to give the sentiment some movement because I just felt like, because it's supposed to be around water and water is, you know, has a lot of movement to it. I just figured I would give this some movement. All right. Then I'm going to come in with some of our Balmy Blue, the stripe. Now this is carrying over, so that this particular ribbon is carrying over. So it is carrying over from the mini catalog. And so I'm going to just wrap that around. And then I'm actually going to just, I got to get the one that's full. Then I'm actually just going to kind of put some liquid glue kind of right down the middle here. You could put some mini dimensionals if you wanted to, but I just didn't feel like I needed to do that because the ribbon is kind of holding it up as it is. And so I didn't feel like it needed to be popped up because I'm going to pop this up. All right, so now I'm going to bring in some mini dimensionals and we're going to pop this one up. So I'm going to kind of put 3 right here in the middle. And then I'm going to try to get my corners. And the reason I'm using the mini dimensionals is because of the ribbon, and I didn't want to, if I had put a dimensional on top of the ribbon, it would have just made it uneven. And so I wanted to be able to not have that happen. So that's why I'm using the, oh, come on, the mini dimensionals. All right, so now we're going to take this, and it is actually going to go right at the top of the white piece. And what that does, what I liked about this is, I know you may not be able to see this on camera, but it gives it dimension from the Pacific point to Pacific point. It gives it some dimension, which is kind of cool. And then we're going to pop up our little seal. I shouldn't say little because this is the big seal, right? And so what I decided to do was just kind of cut a big section on this corner here, because I figured that would be the easiest for that seal. So I wanted to use those little mini ones right there, but then I'm just going to grab that big piece like that. And then we're going to add our seal to our water. And then I'm going to bring in those gems that, and these are the gems. These are the fine sparkle gems. See how they sparkle? They're so much fun. And they're in really good colors. Again, 60% off, which is a really good deal. And I'm just going to bring in my take your pick tool. Oh, I think this is the one that the putty is out of on this one. I need to refill this one. And then I'm just going to take a couple of the little ones and put on this side. All right. And we are done with this card. What do you guys think? Hope your Christmas makes a big splash. And here together or miles apart, you're always there in my heart. Isn't that a cute card? Super cute. And it really didn't take that much to put that card together. So I'm going to put that up again because I used the two things that are on the last chance are the Seal of Approval stamp set and the Fine Sparkle Gems. Again, both at 60% off. All right, let's get to our last card. And so let me bring in what I'm using. Oh, I'm glad you guys like it. Okay, for the last card, I'm using the Yeti to the Party stamp set and the Whimsical Woodland 3D folder. Again, plus I'm using the Yeti dies, but the Yeti to the Party stamp set and the Whimsical Woodland 3D folder are both 60% off as well. All right, so 60% off, 60% off, and these right now are not on sale. Okay, but I did use all of this together. So this is the set. I've done most of the stamping ahead of time. But let me show you how we're going to put this together. So I went ahead and, sorry, I'm trying to stay within my hour time frame here. All right, so the first thing that I did was, here's that embossing folder. Isn't that pretty? Again, 60% off, but I wanted it to have some color. So I'm going to bring in my Balmy Blue and one of my blending brushes, and we are just going to color this in. Because I wanted this because we're dealing with a Yeti, and I wanted the white, but I also wanted it to have that blue, I don't know, when I see Balmy Blue in the wintertime, it makes me think that it's really cold for some reason. What about you guys? It just makes it like extra cold. Okay, so I'm going to set that to the side, and then I'm going to show you partially what I did with the Yeti. I've got one finished, but I wanted to show you how stinking cute this was. But I didn't want you guys to have to watch the whole thing. So I basically cut out one of the Yetis, and then I don't know if you guys can see the little gray. I took Smoky Slate and I kind of drew in around. Well, then I was looking at him and I thought, you know what? This guy really needs to have some hair, right? So we're going to get a little closer here. And so I brought in the Snowfall Accent Puff Paints. And I'm just going to kind of show you kind of down here on his arm how I did this, but I'm not going to show you the whole thing because I've already got one done. But I did want to show you my method of doing this. But I thought that this would be a cool way. So I just kind of did a bunch of dots. Oops, I got one more thing I got to show you. I'm glad I only went that far. And then you take your heat tool and then you just heat this up. And I know you guys have seen the puff paint, puff paint work. Okay, before I continue that, there was one step I did first. I brought in a little cutting mat and I brought in one of my little swivel knives, and I cut right along this arm, and you'll know why I did that when I get this all together, because I wanted that to open. So that is now open. All right, but I'm going to show you real quick. So like obviously that's not enough to fill in his arm, and so this is just the method that I used. And so I just kind of kept going back and putting more dots until I got the arm the way I wanted it. Now you have to be careful when you're doing this, because the stuff that's already heated up, you can burn it and it will turn colors on you. All right, now you can leave it all puffed up, but what I did was then, because I kind of wanted it to fill it in better, I just lightly pushed it down. And then any places that you feel needs more filling, you just go back in with that puff paint. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that part. I didn't want to make you watch me do an entire Yeti. You're welcome. Okay, so now what we're going to do, this is our shaker card, and I'm sure some of you have seen me do this before. Patty Bennett taught us all this about a year ago, and I just thought that this would be the perfect card to do it with. So you're going to take a card base and you're going to cut it at 4 1/4 and score it at 5 1/2, but you're going to be doing it kind of upside down. Whoops, let me get you guys back out. So the way that this works is we're going to use one of our clear envelopes that I use for my cards all the time. And I've actually put a window sheet that's a little bit smaller than this, than the envelope, because that's what's going to make it a little bit more sturdy. Then I am going to bring in and this is our Sparkle and Shine Sequence assortment. Look at my hands are a hot mess tonight. Wow. That's because I've been sitting here working. And then I'm going to pour this. So here's the front of my envelope, and then I'm going to pour it between the window sheet and the front of my envelope. And you guys all know I've got these little spoons that my grandkids had little kitchens and stuff that they used to play with, and they've allowed me to use these spoons. You know what? I think I'm just going to pour this in because it's going to be a little bit easier, because I want quite a bit in there. All right, so there we go. Now, one of the vital things for this is a really important step in this procedure, is making sure that you tape the top of this shut. And it's easier if you have, sorry, it's easier if you have some of that clear Scotch tape, but I did not have any of it. So I'm having to use packing tape or shipping tape because that's all I had. All right, so it might be a little bit long. Now I'm going to bring in one of my silicone mats because I want to be able to see a little bit better. So here's my, I'm going to get this down so that it's down below. And then I just barely want to catch the top of this. And the reason that this is a really important step is you don't want your sequence to leak out. Okay, so now you've got your shaker part, right? Oh, I know, I love the sparkle and shine sequence too. So then what we're gonna do is we are going to take the strip off of the top of this envelope, and I'm lining it up. And it is a little bit bigger than the card base, but I'm lining this up and I'm going to fold this over. Okay, now this is really important. Once it's folded over, it didn't go down completely straight. I need it straight. So it's really important that you burnish this because I had to use that packing tape and it's a lot thicker. Than if you had like the clear Scotch tape would have been much better. I have really got to burnish this top edge and make sure that that folds over. All right. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this back and I'm going to bring in some tear and tape and put up here. So that again, when I fold this over, it's going to hold that piece pretty tightly down against this. Okay, so I always use my bone folder to burnish those edges. And then I'm going to just take my take your pick tool and grab that tear and tape. And then I'm going to very gently, because I want that burnished edge that I've already burnished to be up against that top, okay? So now that's down and straight. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take more tear and tape. And we're basically just going to shut this card, but we've got to glue it together. So let me just get this down. Oh my gosh, guys, I apologize. I didn't realize my hands were quite that bad. I think part of it is I knew I needed to go wash that, that chamois, because when you don't wash your chamois and they get a lot of ink in them, it comes off on your hands. And that's exactly what's happened. That happened in my card class on Saturday too. I didn't realize the ladies were getting their hands so inked up, and I ended up having to go make sure I kept rinsing those out. All right, so we're just going to pull all of these, the tops of all that tear and tape. And then we're going to be folding this shut. You know, I think the hardest part to remember on this card is that you're basically kind of shutting the card upside down. I think that's the part that throws everybody off with these cards, because then we're just going to shut this. All right, and then this is going to fold to our front like so. Okay, so we shut that, and now we've got our little sequence part. So now it's time to decorate our card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a 4 1/4 by 5 3/8 Pacific Point piece. I'm using Pacific Point a lot. I can't even say it right. Oh, wait. I'm not even going to try. Pacific. Pacific. There we go. Oh my gosh, ladies. All right. So we're going to lay this down. Like so. Then we're going to bring in that piece that we blended that has the that 3D embossing folder. And we're going to lay this down. And then I'm going to kind of work on this inside, and then we're going to decorate the front of this. So I've got these two little pieces, and I already set up my stamps. This is going to go on here, but first I'm going to stamp it, and it says Winter Wishes and Holiday Hugs. And we're going to use black memento ink for the sentiment. Now you could do this with a Stamparatus, obviously, but I just took the time to get it lined up. All right, so there's that. You know what? I'm just going to set these stamps to the side and clean them later because they're just, I don't need my hands to get any darker than they already are. Oops. Oh, don't tell me I'm running out of. Yes, I am. Okay. It's all right. We're going to put this on here. And sorry, I've got to grab a replacement. So these are pretty easy to replace. I think I get to show you guys this like every time. Sorry about that. All right, so these are really easy. You just take them out of the new package and you just lift them out. And then you just take this new one. You just want to make sure it's lined up to all of this. And you just drop it back in there. Super easy to replace. All right, so then I'm going to, you do have to kind of turn it to get it started. But now with this one, it's a little bit of a trick on the placement because I've got to kind of bring my Yeti in. Because my Yeti's going to be on the front of this. And I kind of have to figure out kind of where I want him. And then figure out kind of this placement. Now I'm not setting that down like solid yet. I'm just trying to get it like I'm pushing down on it a little bit just to hold it in place. But I want it to be behind the Yeti. Okay, so that's where it's gonna go. Now we're gonna close this. Okay, so here's my finished Yeti. Doesn't he look cute? He looks like he's got hair all over him. I love him. And then I stamped and cut out some snowflakes from this set. And the little coffee mug. And I colored them. And then of course he has his cute little scarf. And so I want to go ahead and put his scarf on. And I am going to use liquid glue to do that since I've given him some hair and some texture. Do you guys like him with hair? I just think he's super cute when you just add the puff paint to him. All right, so we're going to put that scarf on him, because that's part of the die cuts, is his little scarf. And the reason that I cut that, remember I told you I cut that. So the reason that I cut that is because I want to actually slide these in his arm, just to make it look like he's carrying the presents. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this side. And unfortunately, you kind of see this on the card, but so I'm going to glue it down on that side. And then on this one, I can actually glue on the front side. This is one of the other little presents. And again, I'm going to just kind of shove it partially down there. Oops. Didn't quite go to the end there. Trying to get it shoved down a little. Okay, so then it looks like he's carrying the packages. Fun, fun, right? And then I'm actually just going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus to put him on the front of my card. And then I'm going to go ahead and do some glue across that to help hold those packages. And then I'm just going to line him up so that, maybe, so that he covers that inside sentiment. And lay him down. And what's cool is that, like, I didn't go all the way to the edge, but this sequence looks like he's walking on snow, right? And then I'm going to come in with this sentiment here, and we're going to ink this up with black memento ink. And again, this Yeti set and that embossing folder are both 60% off right now until supplies last. Once they're gone, they're gone. So we're just going to stamp that. And then again, I'm going to do some fussy cutting around this sentiment. I just can't wait for you to see this finished card because it's so super cute. And this is one of the easiest and quickest ways to do shaker cards without all the foam tape. I mean, the other way is fine too, but if you're in a hurry or if you're working with like kids, this is a really good way, or maybe beginner stampers. This is a really good way to do a shaker card where there's not a lot of frustration that happens. All right, so then I'm going to put that on there, and then I'm going to fussy cut again around this. I know, can you believe I'm doing this much fussy cutting? Me, who hates to cut. But, you know, sometimes it just calls for it. I can't, you know, sometimes I just got to do it. All right, so we're just going to fussy cut around this. And then we're going to start placing all of our other little pieces on the front of this. The other reason I like to use Stampin' Seal Plus is because it sticks really good to this. So I'm going to get put it on the back of this sentiment. And then this is going to go kind of up here in this corner. And then we've got his little cup. And his little coffee cup, or for me, hot chocolate. Whoops. Oh, I guess it's going to be angled because that's the way I did it. That's the one thing is once you get it down on this, the Stampin' Seal Plus, it's staying. It's not moving. It really sticks to this. And then I'm going to put a snowflake up there. And again, I used the Yeti dies to cut all of these pieces out. I did stamp them and color them ahead of time. All right, and our shaker card is done. What do you guys think? Isn't that fun? Is it Christmas Yeti? Winter wishes and holiday hugs. And then the inside looks really cool because it's got that embossed, one of your grandchildren's favorite card was the Whale of a Time with the sequins in the water. Yeah, I didn't put water in this one, right? Because it's snow, it would freeze. But what a fun shaker card. Like I said, Patty Bennett taught me, or she did a video on these, gosh, a year ago, I think. And I just thought this would be a really cute one to do that with. All right. So again, what I used for this one was the Christmas Yeti to the Party and the Whimsical Woodland 3D folder. And it is this one right here. And again, the Yeti to the Party Whimsical Woodland 3D folder is 60% off right now while supplies last. All right, so I'm going to bring in all the cards that I did, just so you can be reminded. And I hope this was helpful, guys. I mean, I just, when things go on sale, I sometimes forget to show you guys, all the stuff that's on sale and all the good deals that you can get. Remember, these were all from the same set. Okay, so these ones over here, again, go with this right here. Forever Friendship and Christmas Lights. And then the seal of approval is these two, and they're both 60% off. And then this last one, is Yeti to the Party and Whimsical Woodland 3D folder. All right, so there's all the cards for tonight. I mean, I didn't show you these two, but it's from this same set. So I just wanted to kind of bring them in there. But, oh, don't you guys love the shaker card? So much fun. So much fun. All righty, that's what I had for you tonight. I hope that was helpful. I hoped if you guys were looking at Last Chance products and you weren't sure what to buy and you were on the fence on some of these, I hoped it helped you make a decision. Either yes, I like it, yes, or no, I don't, or no, I don't need it. But like I said, four of the products I showed you tonight are 60% off, which is a really good deal. And even if the Yeti dies aren't 60% off, the fact that you're getting 60% off on the stamp set, you can buy the dies and still have a really good deal with that. Anyway, guys, I hope that was helpful. I'm going to put my December hostess code up there one more time for those of you placing orders with me this month. Please use that hostess code. I would greatly appreciate it. And I hope everybody has a good night. Oh my gosh, 7:59, guys, within an hour. Whoop, whoop. So I hope that was fun. I hope I showed you a really fun technique. I showed you some fun things. Oh, I did want to point out, so those of you that got paper pumpkin kits and you got the tag kit, this card right here is a really fun one that you can make the tags out of. You can put your tags on the front of this and you can make shaker cards out of all of your Christmas tags if you don't want to use them for tags. So that's a fun paper pumpkin. I actually use my tags and I put them on my presents. But if you don't want to, you could take those tags and stick them on the front, put a sentiment on the inside, and have some really fun shaker cards out of those. So hopefully that helps, and I hope everybody has a great rest of the week. I'm done. I'm not done. So Thursday, I do have, I call it my overflow Christmas card class for those that couldn't make the Christmas card class. That'll be Thursday starting at 10 a.m. And so, Shanine, if you're better by then, you're welcome to come. And then there's a couple ladies that didn't finish their Christmas cards, and they're going to be joining us as well on Thursday at 10. I also have a few kits left. And so I think I have, let's see, maybe 2 extra kits. So if you're interested in those kits, and Mel, this goes for you too, if you'd like me to ship those kits to you. As you know, I can't stamp in black and white and send it to you, but you would have to use sentiments, Christmas sentiments that you have. But you can go on this site, look at the Christmas cards, and if those are kits that you like, let me know, and I'll come up with a price for you. You'll have to pay shipping, but the kits are ready to go, and I can ship those to you. So anyway, guys, everybody have a great evening, and I hope you enjoyed those cards, and talk to you soon. Bye.